Hi everyone, Emma here. So if you saw the first part of this video where I show you how to do the right angle weave around here, I had an issue with the camera. It just shut off for no reason. So I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it's not known to me. So it's probably fine to break this up into two pieces. So if you already know how to do this and you haven't seen the video, you can go ahead and start by doing a right angle weave. I'm using 2mm Swarovski pearls, and there's 10 sets. So you do a strip of 9 and your 10th will be adding the two together around. I've gone through with my needle and thread and gone through a bead and then passed through to the other side, gone through a bead and passed through the other side. These tassels are a little wonky, so if it's bothering you that that's sitting up too high, you can go ahead and put your, bring it down a bit with your thread needle. You want to end with one of either the lower or the upper beads, because now we're going to go ahead and add 15-0 seed beads. If you take a look here, we're going to add 15-0 seed beads in between each of the 2mm pearls, both the bottom and the top, and then we'll start doing this lovely dangly stuff. The dangly stuff. So 15-0 Miyuki seed beads, they are lovely. So we'll put some of these out. If you're kind of confused by this video because you didn't see the intro, please go back and take a look at the intro. The first 5 minutes I explain what we're doing. I'll quickly explain. We're making one of these earrings. Lovely earrings, and these fish that we got in the Curiosities box, number 11. Yeah, we got a bunch of these. They're beautiful. So I wanted to put them on everything. They're so lovely. Oh, so we're ready to go. Get my needle here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to untwist my thread off camera here because the thread's quite long. Okay. So let's pick up, and I think I'm going to enlarge that for you. So pick up a 15-0. Coming out of that pearl, we're going to go into the next one like that. We're going to do that all the way around. I'm just holding it. I find that these tiny beads are a little bit sticky, putting things through, and you don't want this part moving around too much. Go through the next one. So I have I guess it came off my needle. Yeah, it did too. It's going to be one of those days. Pick up a 15. Here, coming out of that pearl, we're going to go into the next one. Like that. I'm going to try it this way so I can hang on to the tail. No, I don't think that's going to work. It's sliding apart. It is very awkward, but it's so worth it in the end. So let's add our next seed bead. 15-0. And when you're pulling your thread, you can always put your tassel down on the mat to prevent this from happening. And let me make sure this is staying in focus. Pick up a 15. Go through the next pearl. Just hang on to that and press that down. You can see those coming in. Oh, your next pearl. That. Let's see if I can get this without too much trouble. There, like that. Pick up another 15. Go through the next pearl. That. Another 15. Around. There. And keep going. So I'll go ahead and pause the camera while I finish the bottom. Never mind. So we're going to go right to the end, and then we're going to make our way up to the top row and do the same. So I'm going to pass through this last pearl on the bottom, like that. Like that. Okay. So I'm currently, my thread's coming out of this bead here. So I'm going to go up this side here and over to this one, and we'll start going around the other side. I'll get my thread out of the way. Bring my needle through that pearl. That. I'm going to put my finger there. Felt a little sticky. Okay, so now I'm just going to turn it. Makes it easier to work. Go through this side pearl. Pick up a 15-0. Go through the next pearl. I did try bigger size beads in between these little pearls, and I was surprised. From looking at it, it looks like you could probably use an 11-0. It made it really weird looking and bulky, and so 15s it is. I know everyone loves working with 15s. I was so surprised somebody told me about to do with vision and hand dexterity with these tiny little beads. Just upsize everything one bead size. Oh. Just keep going around. And I think we'll adjust where that band is sitting. I don't see how it looks like it's sitting higher over here? We're going to fix that. Now, if this happens, you see how it wants to just twist as you're going up. It should straighten that out there. There. And that's why I hang on to this top part. Oh, look, my thread's through. Let's get that out of there. There we go. 15-0. There. Another Another 15-0. This box has been so amazing that I have a bunch of projects on my project table in bins ready to go, but guess what? Saturday is the new box coming out. I'm finding that each box in the last, say 6 of them, that there are so many projects that I make with them. It's hard to, and I still have tons of beads left. Okay, so I'm going to go through this last one. And where is so this part I feel is low enough. So let's pass through everything to get to the other side and fix that one side that I find is too high. This side. I want that down. So actually, you know what we can do is, let's move this up a bit. Let's go through this next purl. So good idea, if you're going to secure this band, like I'm doing right now, you want to pass through a purl and not one of the teeny tiny beads. It would distort it. But because of the purl is nice and secure with the right angle weave, it shouldn't have too much of an effect. So let's see. So now I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to pass. So it's the thread's coming out of this side of this bead. So I'm going to stay as close as I can to that, but pass through and come out. Let's go lower. Just bend your needle. Not physically bend, but angle your needle down. There, like that. Come through the other side. So pull this through. Just make sure it doesn't jump a whole bunch of beads. Okay. So let's fix this one that keeps going up here. You see how high it is? So let's bring that down. So the best way to do that is I'm going to take my thread, pass it through this purl, and when we come out, we're going to pull it down and go through again. So let's pass through this purl like that. So I'm basically grabbing onto that purl and bringing it down. Oh, look, my tassel's about ready to pop off. Okay. There. And pinch that. I'm going to get another needle here and just bring this and pull this down. I mean, once we get all the embellishments, it's not going to matter too much, but these are the kind of things that irritate me. I'm like, oh, behave. Okay, so now I'm just going to take, it's coming out of this bead here. So I'm going to go down a little bit. Get that thread out of the way. And through here, come out the other side. Let's untangle that. Well, that's, I'm going to move that needle off. There. Now, here's another way. I'm not going to worry about these too much, but if your tube comes right off like that, you can take and cut it down the middle. And take your lovely tassel, so straighten those out a bit. Okay, that. And then open this up and just take and get that in there like that, and there you go. You can tape it back up if you want, but you really don't need to. It holds its place there, and there. Okay, so now we want to bring our thread to, let me see, coming out of one of the gold 15s. So let's find the closest one here. I'm going to go through this gold 15, but I'm going to pass through to the next one. I just don't want, because my thread's coming out there, I don't want it pulling on that 15-0. There. So there we have it. So let's take a look at what we have here. We are going to add, I think that one was wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that was a miscount. It should look like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 beads we're going to put on. But we're going to go from 150-0, skip a 50-0, and attach it to the next. And I'll show you that right now. So we're coming out of, our thread's currently coming out of one of the 50-0s. So let's pick up 9. Okay, so we have 3, 7, 8, 9. Again, I checked this because I normally don't put that many beads on a start. Usually 5 is enough, but the 50-0s are so small that when I went to do my little triangle here, there was not enough beads. The triangles were all squished up. They didn't look like anything. So we're coming out of this 50-0, skip that one, go through the next one. Pull your thread through like that. And it doesn't have to be tight. Just enough that they're all touching each other. Go to the, pick up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Coming out of this bead, skip the next one, go through the one after, like that. And no worries if this gets loose, it'll tighten when we tighten the other. Just like that. And don't worry if they're sticking up. Part of the reason they're sticking up is because of this plastic. Once we, and the other is the thread's a little, like you can see it has shape to it. So it's not a big deal. Once we start attaching the dangles parts of it, it will come down. So let's continue all the way around. There's 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 gives us 9. Coming out of this bead, we're going to skip that one and go through the next one. And make sure that's the 15 you're going through. The idea is it's going to make this look like those 15-0 beads are attached and part of the position of the beads. That. Next. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming out of here, skip that one, go through the next one. That. And this is the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Coming out of this one, skip that one, go through this one. We'll go through the top bead like that. There we go. Let's see if I move this down, if they go down a bit. They look a bit silly right now. Okay, so it looks like. Now, I'm just going to flip it upside down so we can go from this. So we're coming out of one of these in between 15-Os. We are going to find the midpoint on this one, and we're going to add. So we added 9. That means bead number 5 should be our midpoint. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next one is 5. Like that. Okay, I'm just gonna put my finger there. I don't want them to get distorted at all. Okay, so let's take a look at our sample. So this is this part here that we have. Now we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads, then a crystal, then 3 beads, then a crystal, then 5 beads, one of these dangly opaque crystals, and then one of these. We're going to turn up and go back up, but instead of going back through this one here, we're going to come out of the first crystal and add 5 beads and go to the next piece, and that's what creates these lovely little diamond shapes. And once you figure out how to do these, you will love doing them, because it goes from being such a simple bead technique to being really beautiful and decorative. You could do these like for Christmas ornaments. So let's bring our supplies down so you can see what I'm doing here. There. That over. Okay, so we start with 5 15-Os, 3, 4, 5. Pick up a 3mm crystal or whatever you've substituted for, fire polished, a seed bead, anything's fine. Then we're going to put 3 15-Os, that, then a 3mm crystal, then 5, here, let me move that down, 5 15-Os, like that. So this is what we have so far. Okay. So really, if you look at it this way, there's 5 on one side, 5 on the other, with 3 in between of the 2 crystals. Now, the needle's where our bottom is. So we're going to pick up a drop, and I'm going to pick it up from the smallest part, and a 15-O seed bead. We're going to bring that all the way to the top up here. Now, I'll try and do this on the mat so it's easier. We are going to skip, it's off camera here. We are going to skip going through the first 15-O. That's going to hold everything on. Then go through everything until you get to the second crystal. Make sure you're passing through everything. And like that. Then bring your thread all the way through. And if you hold on to your drop, you can pull it down and it will cinch it up. Don't make it super tight. You still want them to kind of be dangly a bit, as well as now we're going to add 5 seed beads and go to the midpoint of this little diamond shape. So let's add 5 50 O's. Get my numbers mixed up. So 5 of those. We are coming out of the crystal right here. We are going to go to this one here and we're going to find the midpoint. So the midpoint will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our midpoint. Come in through that bead on the left side like this. Very important. If you go the other way, it's going to twist that bead and it won't sit nicely. And there's your first dangle. And once they all get in there, everything sits really nice. So no worries. So this one here, we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50 O's. A crystal. 3 50 O's. Oh, one fell off. 5 crystal. 3 crystal. And then 5. Like that. And then one of these drops, picking it up from the short part. Like that. And a 50 O. That. So let's go through these. So we're going to go through, we're going to skip the 15 O because that holds everything on there. Go through the drop, through the 5 15 O's, through the crystal, the 3 15 O's, and the crystal, like that. Those down. And if you hold on to the drop, that got a little silly there. And like that. Leave it slightly loose. And turn. And now we need to add our 5 beads so we can attach the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go through the middle bead on the next section, and you can kind of pull it out a bit when you get there, like that. Leave it a little bit loose, give it some space, and start the process again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up a crystal. 3 beads, 1, 2, 3, 50 O's, and another crystal, and then 5, 4, 5. That. Pick up your drop And your 15-0. That. Skip your first 15 and then go through. Coming out of the second crystal. Like that. And pull those down. And pull that up. Pick up 5. Let me take some of this thread. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to the midpoint of the next unit. Like that. That's coming along. I was just looking at the other one. The other one seems longer, but I think it's the plastic is making it look strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 2 tassels left. Pick up a crystal. 1, 2, 3. Pick up a crystal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the drop. And a 15-0. Skip the first 15-0. Go through everything right up until you get past the second crystal. That. If you hold on to your last 15-0, it will bring everything up like that. There. See what we have. Okay. Our last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That. Pick up a crystal. 1, 2, 3. Pick up a crystal. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your drop. And a 15-0. And we can move those out of the way. No more teeny tiny beads. No, you know what? I lied. We need 5 more. We have to finish the side. Where am I here? So there's what we have on our needle. Skip that one. Go in through the drop. And come out your crystal. And let's bring this up all the way, all the way. I think there's some loosey-goosey. Oh, did I not? Look, it didn't go through the... I must have forgot. Look at that. What's that? It's a new design. I just developed it in my lab. Oh, Emma, you forgot to go through. I got so excited. Last one. You would think I don't like beading. I'm like, oh, the last one, finally. Oh, boy. Let's take these off. It wouldn't be a baby squirrel video without a sidetrack. This is how you make mistakes and fix them. And you know what? It didn't go through the seed bead. Let's take it off this way. This is simplified version here. Okay, so we'll just take off from the crystal down because we needed the 5 to attach it. I thought it was attached. You know what? You tell me. You're watching the video. Oh, my eyesight's getting sad these days. Okay. Go through this middle. So we have the 5 beads there. So we're going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's the 5th one. Yeah. There. So that's... there. Okay. So now we're going to pick up 5. See, I jinxed myself by saying I don't need the 15 O's anymore. So there's 5. A crystal. 3. A crystal. And 5. Pick up the drop by the top side. Pick up your 15 O. Okay, let's skip the seed bead, go through, picking up your beads, come out of the crystal, and hold on to your seed bead. We'll bring up everything there. So now you can see we're going to attach it to the first one we started, but we need our 5 beads. We need our 15 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now you know what? I should have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it come through on the 5th? This, yeah, it did. It's just sitting weird. Yeah. It's a little tight there. There. So we'll pull that out a bit. So this is what we have. This is amazing. So we can take this off now, or you can wait till we add the other stuff. But I think we'll just take it off because look at how beautiful it is. Oh, it's very lovely. Okay, so let's weave our thread and create a knot so that this doesn't come apart or lose its tension. So let's go up here. Let me go through this one. Like that. I'm just checking them all to make sure they're all nice and dangly and loose. That is so pretty. That teal color is amazing. Okay. So I think I'm going to go through a pearl. Go through this pearl. That. Oh, I got hold of the tassel. I got all excited. There we go. My tail got caught. Let me untangle it here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna go under the thread bridge that's between the 15-0 and the pearl like this, and I'm gonna make one loop, and I'll try and stay away from those tassels. That's another argument for keeping your plastic on the tassel. So there's my knot. I'm just gonna pass through a few beads. That's what happened. Look at that. See, I keep them on till the very end. And you know what? Some of them I put back on, if I have to put them away. I don't want them to get all messed up. There is a technique. If you have some tassels, so say you make these beautiful earrings and you've worn them and, they got messed up and stuff. So the way you can fix them so that they're nice and straight and dangly like this is you do as if it's your hair. So you wet it, you can put a bit of shampoo, has a bit of a tamer in it that it keeps it like silky and dangly. So then you just, put it on a towel, maybe, mat it down a bit, and it will come out really nice. I've had some. I think you can use conditioner. I think probably the conditioner works a little better than the shampoo. But I had some that were given to me, and I really wanted to use them, but they were all over the place, kinked up. And I did that technique, and it worked amazing. Now it's a little harder when you've got beads on there. But you should still be able to flip those up and just do this part of it. So anyway, hopefully that's not TMI. So let's attach. Now that we know this is tied off in the sense that, if I pull, it's not going to go anywhere. So let's put our needle through here as close to the bead as possible, but on an angle so that it comes up through the middle. So let's try that. As much to the middle as possible. That's not in the middle. I was going to say that's great, but no. There, that looks pretty good. So again, watch you don't hook your tassel threads. Just like that. And there you go. And you see how that one went up? You should be able to pull those guys down a bit. There. Okay, let's get our goodies. So we're going to take our first bead cap, and this is going to sit on top of this one. So we're going to come up through the bottom of it. And this is a strange one. It has like a little triangle for the middle. So get your needle in there. Put that one on. So you see how it just kind of cleans up that where it's been tied. Okay. Then we're going to pick up our lovely lotus flower, come up through the bottom, get our 6mm pearl on there, that, and do our fish. We're going to have the fish with the head up. I don't like to have them down. To me, they're dead when they're down. I don't know. That's just a superstition for me. So we're going to go through the top like that. And Make sure you remember which is the front. If you have an ear wire that has a difference from the front to the back, and this one does, so the back is the part that opens up. So we'll just close that and we'll go through one side. Now this is a closed loop. If your loop was open, I would probably recommend you use a wire guardian because the thread's so tiny, it will come through that loop. And that's it, like that. We're going to go through this a couple of times. So let's go down through the fish, through the pearl. You might have to do this in a couple of steps here. Here, let's do it in a couple of steps. So just hang on to your ear wire like this. Bring that through. There. It doesn't have to be tight at the beginning. You can pull it tight after probably the second pass. You'll want to pull it tight. So go through everything, like I said, and find that middle part to that bead cap because it's weird. And then go right next. Now I'm going to come out the side and go back in. You can go through the middle and go back up. I find doing that, you end up with some of your tassel threads getting caught up in there. So this is pretty safe. All of these are pretty secure. So now we can just go. I'm going to make sure that's a little, oh, it's not snug at all. Let's pull that in. It's the pearl is hooked on one of the, there we go. This, there, pull it. Okay, go back through. Now we're kind of going without having a good idea where things are. So just kind of tilt it and take a look, see where your needle is, feel through it, and that should do it. Yeah. And pass through. And you can see the tiny bit of needle. Just grab your pliers and pull that through. Through. Go back down. I do mine 3 times. 2 would probably be fine, but probably a good idea to come out the fish with that. And there's not much thread left on my needle, so that just shows you a wingspan will do this perfectly. Now, if you like to go through your beadwork a second time, I know some people do that, then you may have to do an extra strand there. And what's this? Go through. There. And I'll extend my thread here. Go through the fish. That. Pass through the ear wire. Go through the fish. Pass through here. And I'm going to come out here. And I'm going to weave through some of the pearls and tie a knot, and that should be fine. You can also, like I said, go through the middle and just like open up your tassel, and you can put a bead in there to hold as a holder instead of a knot. But I'm going to do it this way. So let's go through a few beads here. That. And I need my pliers. It's getting a bit sticky in those little pearls. There. You can see that got nice and snug. So I'm going to make a thread bridge here. That. Put my thread around and hold that so that it doesn't move and jump a bead. And then go through the next 2-3 beads. That should be fine. And when I pull this through, it's going to tighten that knot and hide it. So you can kind of see the knot there. And we just do that and it's gone. That is it. Let's cut this. Be careful just to cut the correct thread. And oh my. Okay, this is all messed up. I'll have to fix this. It's a little high, isn't it? Need to work on my tassel, my placement here. Let's open this up a bit so you can see them. Oh, these turned out nice. Look at that. Oh, these are so pretty. There we go. Thank you for joining me, and big thank you to John Bead for these lovely curiosity boxes and the incredible vintage beads that they've been providing for us for a year now. So the number 12 is coming out, is available for pre-order, and I apologize, I meant to check before I started the video. It should still be there. But if you're worried about missing out on one of the bead boxes, you can always subscribe. That way you're ensured that you're going to get it. And you might want to do that as well because there's only a certain amount of subscriptions available. And a lot of people are getting interested. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.